Good evening, everyone. It's your girl, Lady She. This is episode 30 of Hot Mic with Lady She podcast. I have an amazing guest, y'all. Listen, I'm gonna try not to be long, but I can't promise you nothing because this is family right here. Like, this is family. I see we both light bulbs. Like, this is straight up family right here. Like, this is what this platform is about. This is about people coming on here, for one, who gonna keep it all the way a buck because they know that they don't gotta be here. They know that it's only God. Only God's the reason why they're here. It's God, it's family, it's the prayers of the mamas, it's the prayers and the uplifts of the fathers, it's all of that. So that's what this platform is for. Right now, tonight, ending off Black History Month for ladies, for Hot Mic with Lady She podcast, I had to have my bro come on because I want y'all to understand there's so much going on in this world right now. There's so much going on in this world. People are depressed. People commit suicide in droves. And I ain't even being funny right now, but Black people are taking their own lives. And that's not a thing that is very, that's just not something that you see going on in our community like that. So, times are really crazy. Times are hard. People are hurting. So right now, we just want you guys to be encouraged. We want you guys to be, if you need help, please reach out for help. We both know of those times where you just thought like nothing was going to happen, like being stuck between a rock and a hard place, but God did it. But your perseverance did it. Him pushing through did it. He's going to tap into his story. But I just wanted to encourage somebody on tonight. If you are watching this live or somebody tagged you, please tag somebody in a live. Please join us on YouTube, Hot Mic with Lady She podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you know someone needs to be encouraged, somebody who may be a felon or who may have a background that is crippling them or have them feel like they're less than, tag them in this post. This is bigger than him and I. This is for them. This is for you. Absolutely. If that person is you. So welcome, Mr. Richard. Can I call you white boy? That's what we call him in the hood.
We get into that. We get into that.
Yeah, he explained where that name comes from. But this is Mr. Richard Kennedy from Hempstead, New York. No longer, but he from the block.
Always from Hempstead.
Terrace Avenue, Hempstead, Long Island. If you heard of Long Island, you had to hear of Hempstead, Terrace Avenue. That's a fact.
Absolutely.
We go from state to state, and they're going to know, where, listen, I'll be in VA. You know what Taste the Honey is? I'm like, who knows about Taste the Honey? And you all the way in VA. But that's what it is. We're from the same place, and I'm going to just jump right in. So thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Rich.
I'm here. I made it on time.
This is different. Like he need to do a documentary. First of all, I might need to do that for him. I'm putting that out there.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, we might need to do that. I might be a few people like him that I could think of that I would love to do a documentary about. Just to, like I said in the beginning, keep you guys encouraged. But this is Mr. Richard Kennedy of Hempstead, New York, Hempstead, Long Island. First question, just tap in. If I ask you who is Richard Kennedy, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
A husband, a father, family first guy who came a long way. I had to get out of my own way. I had to realize that I had to hold myself accountable for a lot of things. To try to work on making and doing the 360 and becoming who I am. And through God's grace and family and my kids, the support system that I have, here I am.
That's it. That's the one. So now explain to the people what you do today.
Well, today I'm in the commercial freight field. Primarily my day-to-day job every day. I report as a plant supervisor, Starlight Propane Gas out of Bayshore, New York. Where I oversee all the routing of the trucks going out east of Long Island and even west into the city, which I've basically grabbed the whole of all of the city routes, and now they're under my ownership. So all the propane routes on my division in New York City is ran through me, and I oversee my guys that are running east, doing propane deliveries to homes, whether it's summertime, wintertime. Propane gas and natural gas is becoming huge, especially with the prices of you guys seeing what y'all paying for oil today. Believe it or not, a small business is like going through the roof. We can't keep up with the amount of propane that's being put out.
Wow.
So things are good. Things are looking good. Along with that, I branched off and started my own Mattystrong Transport LLC for freight. To
Love it.
start getting up from even cargo vans to sprint vans to 53 footers to all commercial operations. So if you're looking for some training, you're looking to get some insight on what's your steps and where you should start, feel free to reach out to me and whatever information I could give you or whatever avenues I could take you down. I'll gladly, send it to you when I have time.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, so give us a synopsis. Like, people, they hear me going on and on about doing a documentary and, who you were and how we met and things like that. Give us a little synopsis of who you were and how it was when we were growing up.
It's good. It's good that you asked that because I just had this talk with my kids, and a lot of people say, "Oh, you shouldn't talk to them about that," but they needed to know who I was from me. I had to let them know. I told them and gave it to them as real as it could be. That don't let nobody tell you that your dad didn't love the streets because they be lying to you. I love the streets. I love being in the streets. I had a lot of fun. I'm just happy I'm still here today. But I held myself accountable for all the things I allowed myself to be put through. All the bad things that I did. I mean, they marked me off a long time ago. They thought I wouldn't have made it to 21. And all of y'all, I hope y'all are watching or somebody from your family is watching, but I'm here.
Say it.
And by God's grace, and there's a reason I'm here. And I want to reach out to my brothers that have been through it and walked through it with me. And I've seen you through the streets, through incarceration, through school. If you look at me and you knew me from back then, if you see me make this, you can make a change, man. And I know change is hard, and it took a huge adjustment phase for me, and that's what I did. Instead of everybody saying, "Oh, you need to change, you need to do this," I started realizing that you got to take that volume and adjust it one level at a time.
Yeah.
And, like y'all say, it's levels to it, it's adjustments to it. You got to adjust to family life, to getting up every day and punching the clock. That's what's gangster. And I had to realize that the most gangster thing about it is getting up every day, aches, pains, sweat, tears, get up, go to work, come back, and repeat every day,
Right.
every day, every day, every day. And I wasted a lot of time. And I had to think about it, say to myself, man, where could I have been if I wouldn't have wasted 15, 20 years out of my life? How far could I really have been? So right now, my foot is on the gas. I'm not pressing the brake. And if you want to go for the ride, I'm here.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, when you're saying I had to have the real conversation with my kids, I have a heart for children. And parenting is parenting is something that we really got to have hard conversations with our kids.
Absolutely.
And like you said, some people, and let me say this, there's no manual to this thing of parenting. And yes, you could take people's advice or whatever, but they're giving you the advice of what their experience was.
Absolutely.
So they don't know you,
Nope.
and they don't know
Nope.
your child.
Nope.
So they can give you advice, connected to who they are as a parent and who their child was, but
Right.
that may not work for the next person. So what is something that you may have shared, with your daughters that you said, in my mind, I'm feeling like this is too much, but I just had to, just so they understand, listen, if I can be different, you don't even have to touch a man that was operating like that. Like what was that particular thing in the conversation that you said you was kind of hesitant, like, dang, like I'm gonna have to keep it a buck. But listen, babies, this is what dad was like, or this is what happened when I was younger.
I talked to my oldest about it. I remember when she actually came and visited me, and for me, I think that was the biggest part of where I took my mental and my thought process and I just spent it on a whirlwind. Seeing how hurt she was and coming to see me and asking me when you coming home, when you doing this, when you doing that.
You talking about when you were incarcerated?
Yeah, when I was incarcerated, that was the beginning stages of it, and it allowed me to open up to her and then her siblings, to feel comfortable with talking to them about it, not being afraid of them like feeling, oh, like your dad is a jailbird, your dad is this, your dad is that, and to allow them, let them know that I messed up, and I'm gonna hold myself accountable for it. It was nobody else's fault but mine. And this is what you have to do when you mess up. You have to accept it. And you have to say, you know what? I'm going to do something about it to make sure that I don't do that again. I'm going to even if I gotta reach out to say, yeah, I need some help. Everybody need help. We got
Right.
this big thing with our people
That's the
that always,
one.
oh, I don't need nobody. I don't
That's
need
the
nobody.
one.
I'm here to tell you, I need somebody. I need help. I
Yeah.
still need help. I'm still climbing. I'm still reaching out. I still go on certain entrepreneurs' pages to get insightful information from them that's helpful to myself.
Right.
So everything is a learning experience every day. And I told my daughters this. My dad used to tell me this when I was going crazy. He used to say, every day you let go by that you didn't learn nothing is another day you'll never get back in life.
The fact.
So, try to learn something every day, no matter what your purpose is in life every day. Like, give yourself a chance to absorb and learn something.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So I want Rich to tap into, going back to his childhood, what it was like, because significantly, as you see, he's lighter.
In the wintertime.
In the wintertime, he's a light bulb.
In the wintertime.
But there's also a reason for that. Share with them the dynamics of your household growing up. Like as soon as he mentioned his dad, I just started smiling because his father, like that man, rest in peace. Whenever he seen me, he was looking at me like, "What you doing?" Because certain adults just be knowing something about kids. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely.
Like you can see certain things, certain kids.
Absolutely.
So his father knew that some of the stuff and some of the people he saw me with, he's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And he had no problem giving me the face, like
a real parent did.
Nah, real talk. And dads like his, I don't even think he really understood. Like most of us didn't grow with our fathers, so it was a scarcity kind of. His pops was with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the town, in the hood. His pops was actually with him. So that was kind of foreign to all of us who were the onlookers, because we like, oh, they're gonna be rich. But we didn't have that.
No, you didn't
so
have
explain to the people, first of all, your mom, your dad, the dynamics of your household. Like just explain that and then we'll move on.
Well, my dad, he's Italian and Irish. Dad grew up in Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, downtown area. In the craziest of the eras, that was their like stomping ground. So he grew up in some real rough areas before, we moved out to Long Island and settled out here. My mother, Southern from Virginia, who came up here on vacation and got charmed by a man with a couple of Cadillacs and leather coats, chains, and Rolex watches, and watches and having fun. And the rest is history. We're here. It wasn't always peaches and cream. But we made the best of what we had, and my dad wasn't the greatest role model, but he gave me direction. He's the, just because you see me doing it, don't do it that way. That doesn't mean you got to do it that way. I'm trying to do this so that you could be able to do it this way. And it's funny that you said that. A lot of you guys didn't have dads and they wasn't around, and the female spectrum of it and having all girls, that was a big thing for me because, as you say, I knew so many of y'all that didn't have y'all dads in y'all life. And that was like one of the things, I got to be there for my girls, man. And I'm going to just, I'm not going to say I'll be as great as my dad, but I know he would like me to be. And I'm going to try to give him my all. So to be the great dad that I can. And every day I just work on getting better at that, work on getting better as a husband, work on getting better as, a friend, a family member, because there's always room to do better.
Yeah.
Every day, it's always room to do better.
That's a fact. I love that you said that. So, I'm thinking about, what you just said, looking up to your dad. He wasn't the greatest role model. But when you say that, you mean in reference to, you guys being in the street together? Or what was that like?
Yeah, because, he had me with him everywhere. So before I had the education of, just knowledge of self and education, I knew more about the streets than I needed to know. Like, I became a mathematician because of being in the streets around him. Right. I learned how to deal with money and learned how to finagle and do all kind of stuff I had no business doing because he had me by the hand taking me everywhere. I mean, I was in places that I shouldn't have been at, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, back in that era. All of these sanctions and new laws were there. Like, I was sitting at the bar stool in the bars in downtown Brooklyn, Long Island, wherever we was at 8, 9, 10 years old because you could do that then. There was smoking in the bars. Kids could go in the bar. You could go to the store and buy your mom some cigarettes, at 10 years old. Things changed. So I came up in that unique era where there was lessons that I learned that I wasn't really taking it and learning from them right then and there, but I never forgot them. And when I sat down in prison and I started hearing these people that was really trying to get the best out of me, like I heard it just repetitively going over my head. I said, "Wow, this is what they saying to me. This is I owe this to them. I gotta get out there and put this to work."
Yeah.
They knew I had it in me, and I was wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wow.
it's a bunch of them. I would like to shout them all out, but man, we'd be here for days. But they know who they are, man. They played a special place in my life, from Juvenile, Leo Carter. There's a ton of them, and I thank all of them because they stayed on me. They stayed on me, and it didn't come when they wanted it to come, but it came.
Right. What do you say about, we in the streets, we speak on OGs. And I remember one day I got kind of annoyed. I don't remember what it was. I was watching something or something happened, or it might have been a post my husband posted with the kids being arrested. It was a bunch of youth being arrested. Their pants is down, they looking crazy. And it was like a bunch of them. And it hurt me so bad. I said, yo, where are the actual OGs? Like
Yeah.
the ones that was like, yo, that's not how you do that, son. That's not how you do that. Do you think, we've lost that?
Yeah, to a certain extent, I believe we lost it. Definitely from the phases of from my father's generation and the one that was like right up underneath him. When I was a kid and I was running around with him, he had his generation, and you had the generation of like, God bless the dead, my man Aloysius. I remember doing some dumb mess a few times, and they wound up in the car together. He came and grabbed me and said, yo, get in the
What you
car.
doing?
What's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't care who we was or how tough we were. They came and checked us.
Right.
Or how whatever the situation was, like if you was wrong, and they was coming for you.
Right.
And it didn't have to be them. It could have been your father.
Right.
It could have been another person you knew grew up. Father came and said, yo, man, why you do that? You dead wrong. I'm gonna tell your pops. And that's how it was. But I think it's lost to a certain extent. We lost a lot of it. I think the OGs is afraid to approach some of these kids because one, we let it get away with the fighting.
Right.
Fighting and slap friends. But now, if you slap somebody, you dead tomorrow.
Yeah,
You might not make it to tomorrow.
You might not make it in that
So
moment.
we lost a lot of it, and the thing is that we could get it back. Nothing is never lost forever. They always say history repeats itself.
Right.
But we gotta take a deeper look at it and see what we can do, what programs we could bring back, what avenues we could get these guys to come back and say, you know what, put the gloves on.
Right.
Y'all really hate each other, put the gloves on. and let's see what happens. Because put the gloves on and then shake his hand after he put you on your butt,
Right.
and show everybody that you're a man.
Take it
You
like
can
a man.
accept the loss. Because if you can accept the loss, you can accept the win.
Right.
If you don't learn how to accept the loss, you ain't gonna be able to deal with when you win,
It's gonna be a
and you're
problem.
gonna lose it again.
Right.
So it's a real tedious subject, and I talk about it with my wife, and we just you got to just hope and pray, man. Through the eyes of hope, man, anything is possible, and we got a lot of brothers and sisters out there like yourself that's pushing to get these things to come back around, with programs and getting these guys over the block to do something with themselves better. I reach out to guys all the time, but listen, man, I drive around. I keep commercial manuals in my truck.
Yeah.
Yo, I need a job. Study this.
Yeah.
Do your part. I do my part. Do your part. Show me you really want it. If you could study and tell me everything in that whole book, I'll pay for the CDL training. Do your part.
That part, and that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna tap into that because it could just be me. It could just be me. You tell me where you are with it because you said that for a reason. I feel like where we are in this world, people just want things to be given to them, and they almost get offended, like if you're not giving them something. And it's almost borderline offensive where you like, yo, do you know how hard I work to get here? Like this wasn't handed to me,
Right.
beloved. Like you're gonna have to work as well. You may not have to go through some of the stuff I went through because I don't want you to.
Right.
I had to get it from the mud for real. But you're gonna have to do some work. Do you think there's like a glitch there where people just looking like, I don't know if it's social media or if it's a lack of parenting, that the area, the environment, but Do you feel like people want things to just be handed to them and they just have this chip on their shoulder where they're like, I shouldn't have to work, I shouldn't have to do these things?
Yeah, we have friends and associates that we've grown up with who feel entitled.
For
Because
real, it's different out
we used to
here.
stand on the block and get drunk together and drive around together. I let you hold my car. You feel entitled that I got to give you a handout.
Right.
It don't work that way. If you want
It
it,
don't work that way.
if you want it, you got to show that you want it.
Right.
And if you show you want it, there'll be some, there'll be some help along the way. Even if not by myself, but if I push you to this lane and say, hey, go reach out to this person, I'm going to tell them you coming, and they'll contact me. But you got to do your part.
Yeah.
You can't just sit around and just say, oh man, you was my man, you my brother. I don't owe you nothing.
Facts.
I don't owe you nothing. You owe yourself. And you got to realize that you owe yourself and you need to do something about it.
Right.
Because if you do something about it, I'll gladly put my hand out and extend it to help you.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to help yourself, I'm not helping.
Because I really want people to understand something. Just like what he said. If you hungry enough, the right people gonna come to you and say, yo, I'll give you this. He just said, if I see you really want it, I'll pay for your CDL. But, the cart does not come before the horse.
That's right.
The horse come before the cart.
Absolutely.
So you have to do something towards that thing that you claim you want. Because that's the thing that's what I feel like I'm seeing more of. The people in your life will have more drive for you. And you're giving lip service saying what you want, but the people around you are like, yo, let's go.
Yeah.
And you like this. So it's confusing.
Yeah.
But we get it now because you're like, okay, yeah, I want that. I need you to give it to me. And that's what's not going to happen.
Nope,
That's what's not going to happen.
It's not.
We have to work at the things that we desire. When he's saying that, seeing his daughter, he's doing time. And he had to see his oldest daughter looking hurt because she like, Dad, when I leave, my dad's not coming with me.
Nope.
That leaves residue for your children. And I want to say, and I wanted you to tap into that, what do you say to the young man who's constantly repeating the same thing and going in and out of jail and they continue to make children? You're like, what do you say to that young man or young woman? Because I see that too. We got some females that I got to yell at sometimes when I see them in there. I'm like, what did you tell me last time? They're like, I know, Miss A. And I'm like, what are you doing? What do you say to that person? Because you've been there. What do you say to that person that got potential, but they keep going back and forth? Like, what do you say to them?
In those little cells, man, whether it's isolation or you in open settings, the mirror don't lie to you when you're in there by yourself. When you take a deep look in that mirror and you talk to yourself, whether it's openly out loud or just inner, and you look in that mirror and look inside yourself and you see, what you got to do to make some change in your life if you want to do the right thing. Because if you think that you're going to keep going out there and doing the same thing and expect different results, you got a mental problem.
Yeah.
And that's a mental issue. And you probably need to seek some serious counseling because doing the same thing over and over and over, whether you get to 100,000 or 500,000 or a million, but still end of the road after a certain point in time and losing it all and going back to prison to do a bid, to come back, to start over and do the same thing again, that's a serious mental issue.
Right.
And if your kids crying and missing you, and that doesn't bother you deep down inside and make you want to take a deeper look at yourself, you really, really need to see some counseling. Because for me, it broke me. It broke me seeing my daughter every time, constantly asking, when you coming home? And I just see, I got to put this plan together, and it's got to be airtight because I got to make sure it's not even a slip up,
right?
And yes, we'll make a mistake, and you're entitled to make a mistake, but it's not a slip up. And coming home, with felonies and being in prison and going through the juvenile system, coming up, I was out of control. I didn't really get jobs in the beginning. I have the person who right now who I'm with. I ended up at his place 4 times within the course of maybe 8 months before he actually gave me an opportunity in the hazmat field, in the gas field. And the last time, I showed up there, I actually was pulling in at the same time he was coming. And he's like, yo, this is private property. You're not supposed to be making U-turns in here. And I'm like, yo, I'm trying to apply for a job. I told you I'm coming back.
Right.
And he's like, you a driver? I said, yeah. He said, park right there. That was his spot. I parked there. Go through the front door. Went in the building. I said, she said, how can I help you? I said, the man outside with the Range Rover just told me to come in here and wait. She said, yeah, he owns the business. That's the owner. I said, oh, all right. Well, he just told me to park right here. She said, yeah, he'll be with you in a second. So I go in. He said, where do I know you from? I said, I've been here 5 times. I kept telling you I'm coming back until you give me a chance. He said, you got a license? He said, let me see your license. He said, let me check your license. If my insurance company clear you, he said, when can you start? I said, I can start today. He said, be here in the morning if you're serious.
Boom.
And the rest was history. I showed up. He walked me through it. He asked me to show him everything I knew how to drive, all the trucks, all the equipment, boom trucks, everything. And he told me, he said, listen, learn everything in here.
Yeah, and that's the one.
Once you learn everything in here, he says, you'll never have to worry about taking care of your family again. He says, I'll make sure of that. And I just said, wow. He said, don't worry about salary. He said, show me you know how to do everything in here. He says, because I'm going to give you more than what you're looking for. So I just was like, this can't be real. It really can't be real. But the opportunity was there because I kept banging on the door, And there's nothing wrong to go back just because she told you no the first time. Listen, I need a job. I need a job and I want the job here. And his question was like, well, why do you really want to be here? I said, because I live around the corner. And he looked at me and was like, you live around the corner? I said, yeah, I live around the corner. I said, so I'm going to be here every day on time. I'm going to be here before you.
I got no excuse.
And we had a battle. I started battling with the old timer who started the business, and him being the early bird every day, his business, he was the first person on the grounds every single day. So it became me or him starting to be the first person on the grounds every day. I mean, and to the day of being in that business, I pulled up before him and was out in the back getting the truck started in the middle of the winter. He came out there and handed me keys, and he said, he says, your last 4 your social security number is the access code for the alarm systems. He says, you open this place up from now on.
Oh.
And here we are.
Love it. Let me say this, and I'm getting chills because the timing is so perfect on the last day of Black History Month. Because check this. For you all, did you see Kanye West documentary?
Yeah, absolutely.
For you all, if you ain't seen it, you out of control. Okay, you need to see that. But what's significant is, shout out to David Shands. I was on the morning meetup this morning with David Shands. They have millionaires, all these different entrepreneurs meeting on the line every day at the same time, discussing different things, reading books. Please read books that will feed your spirit. Read books that talk about God. Read books that talk about generational wealth. Read books that's going to help you with your particular situation. Somebody need to hear that. Get into these books. Train your mind and your schedule to say, this is the time that I'll put to the side to read this particular book.
Absolutely.
All right, go. Now, back to the point. Now, this morning, we talking about Kanye West's documentary, right? We going in, everybody hyped, everybody excited, seeing what they got out of it. What was significant was, I don't remember what Dave said, but he brought up how when Ye was coming into the record label spots, he would just stop and start rhyming and playing the music to whoever. Like, he did not care because this man was like, yo, I'm going to be on.
Right.
I know who I'm supposed to be. I already know my Grammy speech.
Yep.
I know what this is here for. Yeah. So, lady, listen to this. Click. Yep. And she like this. Not even moving. He going in. Saying his lyrics, playing his song, his own beats with his voice. He going in because he knew it. He like, I know who I am. I know my gifts. I know my talents. I know that I'm going to be somebody because I already know I am somebody. He became an annoyance. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when they seen him coming, they knew what it was hitting for. Yep. So when they see you coming, they see you hungry for it. You're going to be annoying in the beginning. But if you keep, oh, he said no today, I'm going back tomorrow. Oh, he said no today, I'm going back tomorrow. He said no today. Wait, why do I know you? Oh, I came here before. Yep. Him being annoying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got him getting paid right now.
Absolutely.
Him being hungry has him feeding his family. Do you understand what I'm saying? Him being hungry has his children not being thrown off or worried like, you know, my older sister seen when dad was incarcerated, but when we go through that, they're not even thinking about that because of his hunger. The person who has him employed or who employed him was like, yo, this dude, what is happening? Take these keys. Man, get in that car. Don't stop. Yep. You got to be hungry out here. You gotta stop playing with your gifts. You gotta stop playing with the things you claim you want. You gotta stop playing with the things you claim should be yours. Nobody gonna take care of your family. You have to do that for your family and for yourself. So thank you so much for sharing that. I hope that helps somebody. If you didn't see Ye's Kanye West documentary, you need to go see that thing because everybody should have that energy.
Right. And to touch base on that, what it was with Ye was this. It's like, yo, even the areas we come from, the Harlems, the Brooklyns, the Long Islands, like everybody got a gift of gab or swag about them. They always want somebody to hear how slick talk they are, how good they sound. But it's not really about what verbally comes out all the time. It's really about how your body language and your movements every day reflect over and over and over and over. Because you could talk all you want. But if you ain't making it there on time and showing them that you're gonna be reliable and dependable to show up rain, sleet, hail, and snow, you ain't gonna make it to the next level. Because if you could do it for him, if you ever get to the point of starting your own business, you're gonna have to get up and do the same thing. Because that employee who doesn't want to show up because it's raining today is not coming to help you open up. It's not coming to help you set up. This is your business. You gotta be this opening up and setting up and doing everything. Rain, sleet, hail, or snow, no matter what. Whoever your employees are, you're gonna have one or two that's gonna test you with, I don't feel good today. I don't do that today. So guess what? 16 hours a day. Get used to it. My dad used to say, we used to laugh about it all the time. You sleep when you're dead. If you really want to shine, you really want to get to where you gotta go. You got your body language, and your body has to say, "Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go." And Kanye showed him that when he came through the door. Everywhere he went, he didn't care. His body language was ready. I don't care what you think of me. You could look at me however you want to look at me, but guess what? That door's gonna come open for me eventually. I'm gonna knock that door wide open. You ain't opened it yet for me, but I'm gonna open it eventually. And when it opens, I'm gonna blow it down.
It's a wrap.
And that's how you gotta have that mindset to say, I gotta go. Let's go and get it. Get up and go and get it. Look at your kids, look at your wife, look at your family. Lead, man. As a man leads, his family will follow, man. Lead them. When they see you doing it, they're gonna take it and they're gonna start doing it in their way that manifests for them also. Your daughters, your sons, your wife. You don't know how much stronger you make your circle around you when they see you strong and you going. It happens every day.
Yeah.
And I see it from brothers that do reach out to me, and I need this, I need that. I called you just because I needed to talk because I was thinking about doing something crazy today. Listen, man, your body language tells it all. You don't got to walk around preaching everything to everybody. You don't got to walk around trying to tell a whole crazy story on what it was in the past. They see me every day getting up and doing it. I'm not no better than nobody that knew me, that knows me, and I'm here to help whoever can, whether you this little or that big. Right. Let's get it. We can all get it together. We need a little bit more unity. We need a little bit more, accountability amongst each other. And don't put your head down. Pick your head up. Look at me and tell me, listen, I need some help. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready. Because the more the merrier. The bigger the workforce we could put together amongst our organizations and our platforms, the more money we all can make, man. And it's tons of it out there. They don't want us to get it.
That's a fact.
They don't want us to get it, so
we getting it though.
Take a look at it, man. Open up a book, man, like she said, and read because it's so much knowledge that you'll find something. Even if you haven't found it today, you'll find something. You got people that's going back to school that's 65 years old.
It's a fact.
They're going back to school at 65 years old, man. Why can't you? Right. Why can't you go and take a 8-week course, a 12-week course, or a year course? Come on, man. I mean, you already got all those strikes. You got all those strikes against you, right? So now you got all those strikes against you. Why can't you put all these stars after those strikes and let them start saying, they're going to start, that's 20 years ago. I don't want to look at that. I want to look at what you've been doing the last 10 years. Yep. Employees, what you've been doing the last 10 years. This is what I've been doing.
That's the one. That's the one.
It's there, and shout out to the wives who have been next to us and they've been part of the struggle. They've been through the struggle and they've supported everything that we did because you know what? Without her, I'm not here. I would have went back to the street.
Let's tap into that. How did you meet your wife? You can share some of the things you guys are going through till today.
Well, you have no trouble when I get home tonight.
She loves this man, honey.
Well, I'll tell you what I met.
She loves this man.
tell you I've let this lady, she gonna be mad.
Well, give us something connected to why her. How about that?
It is what it is, and I mean, I try to be as transparent with all my peoples as possible because I want you to do the same thing with me. I'm not going to judge you. Please don't judge me, and if you do, that's fine. I can handle it.
No, we do not care.
We met at Nagasaki Comedy Night.
Nakisaki! That's a throwback.
We met in Nagasaki.
Those who from Hempstead know what Nakisaki was getting for back
Nagasaki
then.
Comedy Night. When the Brooklyns and the Queen Knights was all coming out this way, man. Everybody, we was having a good time back then. It used to be the little comedy show, and then afterward they would open it up to the club scene, and then some would go to Jam Rock, some would be in that side. And,
so let me get the dynamics. So in Hempstead, we had Nakisaki, which was a restaurant that would turn into a club situation at night, and then literally next door was Jam Rock, a whole entire club. Did Jam Rock have food too? I think Jam Rock was just a club.
And I'm not sure. I don't remember that.
Nakisaki's definitely was a restaurant situation, and they had both. And then Jam Rock was next door, so if you couldn't get a Nakisaki that night, they go 2 feet away and you go to Jam Rock.
Yep. And we started dating, and we was just casually dating. She had just graduated. She was just getting ready to graduate, college, and one thing led to another. And you never know when you really know when the sparks are gonna fly. And what's crazy is that my situation was hanging over my head, and I was out for some time, and we were just dating, and
So wait, let me just be clear, because I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
We speak ebonics a little bit. So when he's saying situation over his head, you're saying you was facing time?
I was already out on bail.
I was
out on bail, and so we was dating and hanging out, and we started spending a lot of time together, traveling and doing things. And one thing led to another, and then I was ready to go in, and I was like, I see you when I get out, I hope, if nothing's going on, maybe we'll get together, this and that. And 6 months went by. She's like, I'm not going nowhere. She's like, I'm going back to get this other degree. So, I can't come up here all the time, but, we'll keep in touch. And here we are, man. This is history. We have a family. We have our daughters. We have a home. We have a business. We're doing things, and we're moving in the right direction. But most importantly, we have happiness amongst us and our kids. And, it wasn't always peaches and cream. And now today, our teamwork that we have amongst each other, that, where it is right now, it's a force, and it took a lot of time. But the way that we work off of each other, we feed off of each other, is God sent. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, and if we have time before we go through, I'll give you a little spiel on what our days entail, because my wife is working for a very high stress environment.
You can do that now.
So I'm the early bird, and anywhere from 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm up and out the door. And I get my days, and I try to get them over with, and I get back quick because I know she staggers coming after me. So I'm up, I'm out. I take my dog for a walk. I have my coffee. I hit work. I'm out. I get back home with my girls. Get the books out. Let's do some homework. If I'm not there, they already starting it, hopefully. And I come in and we prepare dinner. And we get everything together.
So you guys do dinner together?
We try to do dinner together.
I want you to be very, very detailed.
We try to do dinner together. We want to help some
married folk out here stay married and stay in love.
And there's sometimes that where we don't get the chance to all just sit and do dinner every day. But what's most important is that I started this with my daughters. I always asked them, "How was your day? How was your day? How was your day?" And I didn't realize this, like, when they was just little, 2, 3, 4 years old, morning every day. Good morning. How did you sleep? How was your day? Now that I'm coming home from work and they understand it, the first thing they ask me every day, "Dad, how was your day?
Love it.
How was your day, Dad? How was your day? Mom, how was your day?" And they understand, like, give us a moment, let us come in the door, give us, let us unwind. Mom is not going to be on time. She got something going on at work, so she told us to eat, so we got to eat. So, all right, we'll make the plate for Mom, and we'll put it away for Mom, or whatever. What time is Mom coming home? But we work together, man, and it's like Voltron, and we have fun. And I try to keep the fun with it, because sometimes it could be hectic, especially with my wife in the position that she has, and she deals with stuff.
And what does she do?
Well, she's the director of all juvenile services in Nassau County. So that's a very high stress job. So I mean, there's days that when she walks through the door, I'm just like, your food is over there. You're right. Why don't you just go upstairs and wind down, just chill. Um, you need some wine with that. You need some. What do you need? But I already know what you're dealing with because we communicate amongst the day on who's coming, what time you get home. I'm running late. Um, we don't let all of that get away from us. No
Right.
matter what we're doing, we we show the respect of, look, listen, I'm running late. I'm not gonna be home to X amount of time. All right, I'll order food, or I'll do this, or I'll do that. But the daughters know, like, mom had a hard day.
Yeah.
All right, so come on, let's go outside. We'll go outside for a little while. Let's go for a bike ride. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Let's give mom some moment to wind down. Let her do what she got to do, and then we come back around. But the most important thing is that even if she had a hard day, it was, mom, how was your day today? You had a hard day? It's okay, mom. I love you. And you know what?
Love his daughters.
That little moment can make you forget about everything that had just went on
Say
inside
that,
of
Rich.
the work environment.
Yeah.
You could have wanted to crack this guy's head open at work, and your daughter telling you, Dad, I love you. I don't care you had a hard day today. I just want to tell you I love you and I'm proud of you.
Facts.
And you just forgot about this dude. She just saved this dude. You don't even know
No, that's a
that.
fact.
She just saved him from the last time that you wanted to go crazy on him.
Babe,
And you just forgot all about that. So
Yeah.
the family dynamic, the way you bring it together for yourself, because everybody has to make it work for them. What I do is not going to work for you. You got to figure it out for what's going to work for you and your kids and your family. And once you find that, let me tell you something, brother. That peace is better than the mega ball jackpot. That piece of being able to come and go and people acknowledge you and show you that they appreciate you getting up no matter how much pain you was in this morning and going out there in that snowstorm and getting all that snow off of all of the property and then going to your job and having to remove the snow off of all of that property and coming back home and say, Dad, if you want to lay down, don't worry about it. We could go snowboarding another time.
Right. For real,
But
real talk.
you know that's the kick though. Don't worry, we can go snowboarding another time. But we already know if we mention that, Dad gonna be like, nah, don't worry about it. Just give me a minute. We go.
Give me a minute.
So it's a beautiful
I love
place.
it.
It's a beautiful place that we made it to. And with my girls and my wife, I'm so rich in and family with them
Wow.
that a dollar amount is not even considered in this. Like I never could imagine that where it is today.
Yeah. Man. That just gets you here, That just gets you there. I love it, love it. So now, okay. I want to tap into this. What made you go into getting your CDL? What made you how did you get there? Because looking back is you were shaking down the street. Now you got to do time. You did time. You met someone who's holding you down, but you got this felony. So explain how you got here from there, because that's what's going on with a lot of our men. I'm seeing even in social media, everybody sharing jobs. Listen, you got a felony,
Right.
to hit this person. So how did you get there?
Yo, well, if all of y'all that know me, man, from all these years, from Terrace Ave, tracks all around Hempstead. Yo, when I was 13 years old, I was running around in cars. Like everybody would give me their car. I was running around. I didn't even have a license. I was driving everything. Stick shifts, motorcycles, whatever. I knew how to drive anything there was that you put in my hands. And I was a fast learner. And the first time they did put me in a 10 speed and then, commercial vehicles and all of that, it took me minutes and boom, I was synced in. Oh, you don't have to use the clutch. You don't do it like this. You sound and feel. And before you knew it, I was like this. And I said, you know what? I thought about it, and then I was seeing all of the resources that was available when I was being released. And at the time, my wife was living in Queens when I got released, so they had Vested. Vested was offering a program that you had to go through them, and they paid for the commercial drivers course and everything, the training.
Is it still a thing?
I believe Vested is still around. They might have named it something else, but coming out of incarceration as a felon, yes, you have those options. You could get it. It's like through the Doe Foundation, invested in the city. And out here, I don't know if they have it out here like that, but I went through that, and I ended up at Ferrari Driving School on Linden over by Pink Houses, and I got my CDL, and it was off to the races from there. And I took what was available when they gave me a shot, And I just was doing my thing, and I kept exercising, see what was out there, what was more better paying, and I just bounced from this to that to this to that, and I just kept climbing and showing that I was willing to learn and I was willing to grow, and I knew where I wanted to go. I knew I didn't want to just stick with this. I knew I wanted to get to this because that's where the money was.
Right.
I knew I had to get the hazmat. The more credentials you had with that license, the better it was. Like a lot of people don't know it. Moving this freight around, the heavy equipment, that's a lot of money. Hazmat, that's a lot of money. Food, that's a lot of money. And the one thing in it, like the pandemic, a lot of things suffered.
Right.
But freight through those trucks in the air and on water made billions of dollars. And right now, the freight boards are off the charts because it's not enough drivers.
Yep.
So if you want to make $100,000 with a felony on your rap sheet or with a horrible background, it can be done.
It can be done.
You just gotta want to do it because there's people out there just looking to give you a job.
Right.
They're looking to give you a spot. I got guys that's buying trucks right now. They're looking for drivers. They can't find drivers. They're looking for drivers.
Hello. Glory carriers is looking for drivers too. Shout out to my husband business. Let's go.
And they looking to pay good money, so.
And they're looking to hire felons.
Absolutely.
Come on,
absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But you can't come. You gotta understand, we're gonna know if you're playing games.
Right.
And we ain't gonna have no problem with telling you, listen, now we don't have time for that. But if you're ready to show up and show out, we're going to give you a good salary that when you go home at night, you'll be ready to get back up in the morning and come and get this money.
That's the one. One.
So Vested is now Access VR.
Let's go.
I knew it was a name. I just couldn't remember what it was. But yeah, Vested is now Access VR. And they have a ton of resources through there. And that commercial program, I believe it's still going. It's been there for a very long time.
Access VR is a thing because my son,
And listen, man.
Let's go, y'all.
Let's go. It's there. It's good. And listen, if you're in the area or you don't know something, pick up the phone, shoot an inbox on social media. Yo, do you know where I could go? Because if I don't know, I could make a call and find out somebody that can tell me which way to tell you to go.
Right.
So let's
don't
stop
accept
playing
no.
games. Never
don't accept no. You heard him. He's like, yo, I kept going. They told me no. I showed up again. I showed up again. Y'all watch Kanye. Kanye was like, yeah, what's going on, folks? So yeah. He was not accepting no. He became an annoyance. People was annoyed when they knew when they seen it, like he about to rap. Man, let me hear. And what did Jay-Z say? Jay-Z said, because you was in the building, you on this track right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because he was in place. Because he was in place. That man was like, take these keys, man.
And he was ready. Yep.
Exactly. That's the other thing. You don't have time to, Jesus. You don't have time to get ready. You have to be ready.
You gotta be ready.
No.
Gotta be ready.
I keep saying, I promise, I feel like I say this every episode. People are not going to put you on because you are you. I know you feel you are special to yourself.
Absolutely.
And you should.
Absolutely.
I know I'm special to me.
You should.
But people are not going to open up doors for me as a podcast just because I say my name is Lady She and I started a podcast. It's not going to happen like that. People are not going to be knocking down my door saying, yo, I will sponsor your episode because I said, listen, I'm from the hood and I got a story and I got a podcast. What's good? No, beloved. No. They don't have to do that. So you got to give them something that's going to say, listen, yeah, I think she ready. Yeah. She not playing.
You got to let them see
he ain't playing.
You got to let them see it.
Come on, y'all. There is money to be made. You don't have to spend another year saying, Dad, man, my kids is looking at me crazy. Dad, my wife. Start making moves towards it. And let me just say that. Just share, because I know what it's like. Okay? When you still pushing and you may not have that energy where she's still pushing you, but you got days where you like there's felonies over my head. What are some of the things your wife had to endure? Your now wife had to endure where it was almost where y'all was like, we almost didn't make it.
Well, it wasn't the working thing. It was just that, what's crazy is that, my wife is a powerful force, man.
Oh, she ain't no joke.
I mean, she's a powerful force.
No joke about this guy.
And for somebody not to back down to me, I had to get used to that. But when I tell you not back down, she was on some Joe Clark mess, not back down.
Not Joe Clark.
Getting up in my face and I used to be like, yo, this lady's crazy, man. when you realize that that's not, somebody just being reckless, and that's not somebody that's it's not domestic about it. That's passion. That's passion. And what had to help me and tell me and see that was that there was teachers, there was mentors that I had crossed paths with. They used to do the same thing to me, and I just wasn't ready.
Come on,
Like they
Rich.
was feeding me, but I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't eating the food and digesting it properly. But when she started, digging in and bucking up at me and say, listen, it ain't gonna be that easy. You get a different mindset of it. You're like, wow, man. You see somebody going hard for you, you can't let that person go harder for you than you going harder for yourself. So when you see somebody that's ready to ride till the wheels fall off, man, you better be ready to burn the wheels off.
Facts.
And that's just what it is, man. And she exemplified that all the way. And I mean, sometimes I get choked up about it because I'm like, yeah, we know these black women are strong, strong, but we're all strong in our own ways.
Yeah.
We all
Say
are.
that, Rich.
So just understand this. When you put it together, sky's the limit, man.
Summer movement.
The sky's the limit, man. Like this can't be broken.
Come on.
You could talk about it. You could say what you want to say about it. You could throw stones. You could do whatever you want to do. Yo, we just walk. We keep it moving, and we just do what we got to do day in and day out. Because at the end of the day, we stand on our own 2 feet. Once we put our feet on the ground, we already know we got half of the day beat. The rest of it is peaches and cream for us. We know we're going to deal with these kind of people over here. We're going to deal with these kind of people over here. And guess what? We're going to navigate through that.
Right.
But we're going to keep our tunnel vision going. And we're going to make it happen because those kids and those babies, they depended on us, man.
Absolutely.
They depended on us to get up and put our feet to the ground and go forward.
Yeah.
Reverse don't work no more.
Let's say that.
Reverse don't work no more, my baby. Everything is forward. So
Everything
we got
is forward.
we got to make a U-turn. We got to go back. The wheels are spinning around.
That's it.
We're gonna burn them down.
That's it.
This is real, man. This is real, and I'm here to tell you, man, that I did it. Anybody could do it. Anybody can do it because if I could make the adjustments and change, you can do it. Because I was in all the way to where I couldn't even breathe no more.
Right.
So believe it. Don't give up on yourself.
Yeah.
Accept the help that you're getting from your significant other. Stop, with the back and forth. Understand that she just want to see you do good. You gotta want to do better than her. And even if you're not doing better than her, because I'm here to tell you, just because I'm doing good and I'm moving a certain way, on paper, my wife make more than me. And I don't have a problem with that. I'll praise her for that. But I'm gonna tell you what. I got my wheels spinning to catch her. and we having fun doing it.
Yeah, baby.
We having fun doing it. You got paid this week? Yeah, we got paid this week. I need a couple dollars. You don't really need no money. But let's have fun with it too, man. That's one thing you got to understand. Too much of us is getting away from the seriousness. Yeah. You gotta have fun, man. You gotta have fun. You gotta wake up and put a smile on your face. And keep it going, even in the bad days, man. It's still a reason to smile.
Absolutely.
And if you feel like it's not a reason to smile, your eyes is open and you breathing, brother.
Facts.
Smile
Facts.
Is a big reason to smile.
Yeah.
God gave us a chance, and if you got this so much of a chance, you got that much.
Go crazy with it. You got a little bit. I love that. So now let me ask you this. To our men, because I really want you to speak to the hearts of the men, man, because there's so much going on with our men. Y'all know how I feel. I love our black men. I love our men, period. And I know there's so much they got going on. What do you say? Excuse me. You mentioned that you good even with her making more money. My dynamic, my situation as well. I've always done me.
Right. Absolutely.
So I've had to learn how to take the second seat, which is different for me, but I'm learning it. What do you say to the women who are in positions where, they are the so-called breadwinner or they are so-called solidified and their situation is up here? What do you say to them when it comes to the men who are pushing and they're trying, they're finding their footing? What do you say to them when it comes to their mate?
Well, you got to support them, but don't make it easy for them. Because one thing about us, when we make things easy for our people, they kind of lose and lose focus and go off track. And ain't nothing easy for none of us. So don't give it up easy. You gotta give it up raw, and you gotta keep your foot on his neck, because we were the ones that subjected to wanna, let's sneak off and let's try this. Let's and you gotta understand that, man. Sometimes you just gotta, you gotta walk it, man. You gotta walk it. We was running it for a long time, man. We was in that left lane. Now, get over to the right lane, man. Get over to the right lane. Don't destroy your whip. Don't destroy your body. Slow down. Pump your brakes. You ain't got to dance at every wedding. If you don't know what I mean by that, you ain't got to show up at every event. You can still show support to a lot of brothers that's doing events by just supporting them on your social media platforms and letting them know, yo, listen, I'm proud of you, man, and putting it out there for other people that might want to go and support them. But until you get all your apples in the bunch, there's no reason for you to be doing all of that, man, all the time. You gotta make sure home base is together before you out there finagling the bagels, man. You gotta get it going, man.
Now, real quick, I love that you tapped into that, because I want you to share how has it been for you, because let me just say this for y'all who know the street. Like he said, he not gonna play with this thing. He like, I love the street. I love the hustle. I love to do it. How has it been with who you become now? Because you've been in this vein for a while now, working, doing the daddy thing, doing the husband thing, and shaking out. How has the transition been with learning to pull yourself away from those who you were in the street with, who you still look at like, you're still my family, you're my brother, and we were doing this for years, but now I'm over here. I want you to come with me, but you don't want to come. How has that transition been for you, with putting that line where I can't rock with you like that anymore because I'm going this way and you still want to be over there, and over there can get me dead, or over there can get me incarcerated, and I'm not hurting my family ever again. So how was that transition, with you and those that you've been close with since, kids? Still out there.
You don't have to lose love for somebody to not, you know what I'm saying, to not want to. Let me put it like this, because I had this unique situation with a brother. I still love him to this day, and he ain't gonna never change. He is never gonna change. He's never gonna change. And he had to come clean with him. And he's like, yo, man, this is just who I am. Right. And I accept that. Right. But I had to show him that you got to accept me also.
Well,
because this is where we're going to draw the line.
Yeah.
This is what you want to do. This is what I want to do. Right. You know what's going to come after that. I know what's going to come with this. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to keep you over here. Mm-hmm. I still love you. Mm-hmm. But this I'm going to keep over here. And that same brother, I won't even bring him around my family. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy. My wife said this, about maybe a month or two ago. She says, I realized this. It took some time. It took a long time. She says, this was funny. And I just was sitting and thinking about it one day. She said, yo, you're super selective about who you introduce or you bring around here to us.
I have the right to be selective.
And
I just want to say that.
The thing is that that's mine.
Yeah.
That's for me. And that's not to be introduced to everybody.
Come on, what's inside my house?
What's inside my house and what goes on in there? That's gonna be selective.
Yeah.
And I don't care how much I got love for you. If I knew you, we ran in the streets together, fought together, made money together. Everybody is not meant to be inside your home base.
Come on and help.
Everybody is not meant to be amongst you and your wife and your kids. Everybody don't need to know where you live. Everybody don't need to know where you work. Everybody don't need to know what time you get up and you moving and all of that. And if somebody really care about you and they really love you and you know them and y'all been together for that many years, then they'll understand. If you can understand them, they should be able to understand you. And if they don't, guess what? Time will separate all of that. Just keep doing what you're doing. Out of sight, out of mind. The same way when you're in the mountains, out of sight, out of mind. Mm-hmm. They ain't see you for 10, 15 years and they forgot about you. You stay on that job site punching that clock, they'll forget about you again.
Real talk.
So
that's 100.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't let nobody try to put no burdens on your shoulders, because burdens, could, in the Black community, it sometimes, man, can really hamper us, man, and hold us back. People putting burdens on us. I'm your brother, I'm your sister. You gonna do me like that? Yeah, I'm gonna do you like that. Because guess what? You doing yourself like that. So if you doing yourself like that, then why shouldn't I?
Well,
So let's wake up and let's really talk about what's real.
Yeah.
You want me to do better things for you that you won't even do better for yourself? Nah, it don't work that way, bro. It don't work that way, bro. You can ride a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink it.
The facts. The facts.
So,
Facts. Man, listen, that one right there. Listen, you have the right to be selective. Like, I've been saying that for years. And I feel like I'm really embracing it more now because of the maturity. Do you understand what I'm saying? When your mindset start to change and you start thinking like you're a millionaire already, you start thinking like, you're already a billionaire, you're already this, you're already that. When you start thinking like Ye was,
oh my God.
you hype. If people start acting
Yep.
funny. You okay when people start trying to remind you of who you used to be.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I used to do.
Yep.
I no longer do that. So we rocking out with the new me, or we're gonna keep dwelling on that. Because if you're doing that, I love you to pieces.
Absolutely.
I wish nothing the best for you,
Yep.
but I'm going this way.
But this way I get off the train.
This is why I get off.
This is my stop.
This is why I get off. And God always reveals. And what happens is you have to give yourself grace. You have to not allow people to put their burdens on you and come to grips and say, listen, we had a good run.
That's right.
We had a good run.
That's right.
And I hope I don't get that phone call about you because I do love you.
Right.
But I can't go back that way. Right. Like, it's just not an option for me. So you got to be unapologetically a new you. You got to be unapologetically going forward, going upward. You know what they be saying? I'm going to the top because the bottom's too crowded.
Absolutely.
That's how you got to be thinking daily.
Absolutely.
You got to be remembering when your daughter was like, when I leave here, my dad is not coming with me. Mm-hmm. So I don't have time to entertain you who keeps entertaining the streets that's going to kill you or put you behind bars. I won't do it.
Yep. And
period.
It's the truth.
Period. It's the truth.
It's the truth, man.
It's the truth.
That's right, man.
Wow.
We get caught up in so many times, man.
Yeah.
And I tell my daughters all the time, I owe this to you guys. You guys didn't ask to come in this world.
Say that,
I brought you here. So,
say that, Rich.
It's my job. As long as I got breath coming out of me every day, it's my job to get up. And I just told my Tay, she's 11 years old. Me and her was going back and forth yesterday. And I told her, I said, I don't care if you're 50 years old. If I'm still breathing, I'm going to be in your business. I'm in your business.
Yeah.
Trust and believe it. So this is me. This is one of the old school fathers in my soul. And this ain't this new generation. Just y'all can run around and do whatever y'all want to do. And y'all not underneath my tutelage. I'm on you. I'm watching everything you do. And if you mess up, yes, I'm on some Bernie Mac. I'm going to bust your head.
Listen, parents, get in your kids' business. Our children are committing suicide. They're being bullied on social media. They're being bullied at school. It's so much going on. You need to be having real conversation with your children. You need to be seeing when they get quiet. You need to be tapping that door like, hello, what went on today? Okay, your energy's kind of low. What's going on? Let's go get a.
You need to be busting up in that door
and having conversations. You will be surprised what will come out of your children's mouth because they feel comfortable. Let's start realizing that sometimes we do bring work home.
Absolutely.
We got to bring it down.
Yeah.
And give our kids our attention,
Absolutely.
our undivided attention.
Absolutely.
But also understand this, pay attention when the kids can be a little manipulative, because if dad and mom know that the schedule goes like this, and at this particular time, dad is studying for that exam or for that course or whatever, because he's going to make more money, these are the hours. Okay?
Right.
Don't come in here tapping on the door trying to give me the puppy face about something.
Right.
I'm not doing that at this time. And that's okay. That's how you teach them respect. That's how you teach them routine. That's how you teach them order. So when they start their own families, they're going to be in the same vein. Like, nah, my pops was like this at certain time. He was bringing it down, and then we all cooked dinner together, and then we all sat. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all got to get involved with your children, because what's in them comes out of them. So if you ain't pouring nothing in them, whatever's being poured into them without you, they pouring into school. They pouring out there in the world. They pouring out there at the Salvation Army. I don't know if they still do that no more. But the YMCA, whatever these organizations are, when you get the phone call that your kid did this, don't be confused, because something's being poured into them if you're not. So I don't know who that was for, but
Absolutely.
Thank you for saying that.
And let me add on to this, man. Dads, date your daughters.
Yeah.
Date your daughters, man. I don't care how young they are. Take them out and show them what a man is supposed to show them. Because if you show them, they're going to know. They're going to know when they got a flunky. You ain't going to have to tell them, yo, he shouldn't be here.
Right.
You know, you ain't going, you don't have to do all of that. You know, you could show all of that through just having little talks over lunch and letting them be goofy and silly and talking about bringing up conversations, and you'll get there. Believe it or not, they want to reveal all this to you. You just have to be willing to spend that time with them. So take them out for a little date when you got a chance. You know, I try to break it up, and I take one, and I ask my wife, why don't you take her and you go do that, and I'll take this one, spend some time with her today while you doing that with her. Or this one is getting her hair done. All right, so I'm gonna take this one, and we'll go chill over here, grab something to eat, hang out. But communicate, man.
Right.
Take that device.
That's the one.
Put it down.
That's the one.
Let's talk. Let's laugh. Let's be goofy and get to know who your kids are. You'll be surprised how fast. And I'm gonna tell you this as a young girl, group that has grown up to a phenomenal woman, my Janae, man.
Yeah,
unbelievable. When they get into certain situations that where females will most likely want to talk to another female and they're afraid, if I call my dad, he's gonna kill me. Mm-hmm. When you get to the level that where the girl is gonna call you first, you're making moves.
That's the one.
You're making moves because they gotta know. They gotta know one thing about young girls and your children. They gotta know that even if they messed up, they got to know that you're going to still support them. I tell my daughters this all the time. I don't care how bad it is. Mm-hmm. I'm in your corner to the end.
That's it.
In the end. But I'm going to tell you, you played yourself. Mm-hmm. And we're going to rock. But I'm giving it up. You know how I'm going to give it up. Mm-hmm. But we're going to take care of it. We're going to make the right decision, whatever we can do with it. But they need to know your support is going to be with them 100%. And you on their side. You can't be one of them to be like, listen.
Be consistent.
You're mine. I'm going to ride with you. I love you. You made a mistake. We here together. But we're going to talk about it when we get home, too.
Right.
Because we're going to deal with the reality of it. So get close to your kids, man.
Yeah, man.
Because we lost a little bit of that leverage. We're getting close with our kids and letting the streets getting a hold of them. Mm-hmm. Social media is strangling them. Mm-hmm. Take them off of those devices. Right now, I think they in my truck. Mm-hmm. I got the devices. They on shutdown. I paid for them. They mine. So when you playing yourself, let me get them. Let me get them. And now you got to earn them back again. Right. So don't be afraid to parent, man.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of the system and these schools and these people tell you out here that you can't do this to your kid and that's being mean to your kid. That's being this. Guess what? Some of them have saved us.
You better save that one.
Some of them have saved us. Right now.
Yeah.
And even as a young adult, my dad would fight me and jump on me and tell me, I'll take this back to you. So be in your kid's life 24 hours a day, even when you at work. You got to be in their life, man. You got to know what's going on at all times because they're our future. It may not be everybody's future, but they're our future.
Now. They are our now. The kids who on the right track, they out here on the front line when George Floyd is, being killed and when this is happening out here and when this one got stuff happening in jail, they out there like,
absolutely.
Don't stop killing our men, stop killing our, they out there. You see them on social media. So if you pour the right things into your kids, they're going to pour the right things out into the world. So that's basically what we're saying. Thank you so much for sharing that. So I wanted you to tell me what made you start Mattystrong's Transport LLC and what's up with the name?
Well, Mattystrong came from my dad. They used to call him that when he was younger in Brooklyn, and my dad had a best friend. A lot of people know him, Matt, who passed away from cancer. Matt was like an uncle to me, and this was something they used to always, they used to always say, put the pressure on like Mattystrong, because he's like, my dad used to put the pressure ridiculous, and that was his whole thing. Old timers have all these crazy sayings, and they used to be like, pressure, pressure bust pipes. This. So and we used to sit around. And they used to have us all on the ground telling us about all those old crazy stories and stuff like that. And so Mattystrong was a name that was like real, real close to both of them. And I lost my dad, and then I was here to see Matt, transition. And I seen him, like about 2 weeks before he transitioned, and he was still standing up and gave me a hug. And when he hugged me, I felt like my dad hugged me.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I gotta, it's gotta be something to it. So I had crazy names that was going through my head. I was like, yeah. I said, nah. You know what? I was just laying there. I said, nah, Mattystrong. That's what it's gonna be.
Love that.
And
Love that.
I put it together like that. And it keeps me thinking, remembering them because they went hard, man. When they was young, they went hard, man. They was hustlers. They was grinders. They did everything they needed to do. Matt was into all kinds of sports, and then bartending and opening up bars. And my dad was in the streets his whole life. And but one thing a lot of people started to say, he always had money because he knew how to get money. He was, listen, I got a family. I can't come home broke.
Say that.
So you gotta have more than one hustle. He used to say this all the time. You gotta have more than one hustle to take care of family.
Say that.
And if you ain't got more than one hustle, right now in this day and age,
you got it.
You're poor.
For sure.
If you ain't got more than one hustle, you're poor.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying it as real as can be. It is. With the prices of bread,
one look
milk,
away from poor. Yeah.
We was kids. What was milk? 99 cents.
Mm-hmm.
It was a loaf of bread. I mean, it was crazy.
It's
different now. A hero is now $15 in some stores.
The facts.
We used to get a whole meal $3, $4, $5.
That's real.
So
that's real.
The job ain't gonna do it, man. You gotta have a hustle. And you got it in you. Everybody got something in them that's special. I started driving way before I should have even been driving. So I knew driving would be something part of me, and I knew I like it. I used to love driving. I used to, anything. Mm-hmm. So I knew that was going to be a part of me. And now I'm making money doing it. So I'm having fun, and you might be an artist,
right?
Tap into that, man. Tap into that. There's all kind of information around here that where you could get into other artists and show up in places and produce your stuff or learn some new things or go into a program. Man, get out there, man, and get out there and open up your bag and find out what it is you want to do and make some extra money, man, because it's there.
It's there.
You just gotta want to do it.
Absolutely.
Please stop holding yourself back. Do like I did. Get out your own way.
Don't accept no.
Get out your own way.
That's a fact. So, all right, we got the propane. You're working for this company that you did not accept no for. You listen, that's cool too, but I still gotta do me, and I gotta give tribute to my dad, who I'm forever. He's forever in my heart. Like, that's it. So now I got Mattystrong Transport LLC. I'm trying to encourage other people, to get their CDL and get to this bag. I'm trying to encourage people to, change their ways when it comes to being a man in the household, as a father, all these different things. What is next for Richard Kennedy? Oh, this is what I want to ask. Do you think you married your mom?
Do I think I married my mom? No. I think I married.
Explain the difference of what you saw with your mom and your dad and how you and your wife.
Well, my mom, she's a Southerner, and I know, a lot of us, we got some part of our families that came from the South, and in their generation, they grew up. The women stayed at home and took care of the families. They cooked and cleaned and did all of that, and the men were the breadwinners. They got out and worked and did all the hard jobs. In a different scenario, me and my wife, we're the youngest of our siblings on our families. Mm-hmm. We have broken a huge curse. We're the only ones who actually bought a house out of our siblings. So we made that happen. My wife.
This is the marriage?
No, my wife.
So that's two then.
Yeah.
That's two curses.
Yeah.
Broken.
Yeah. So my wife, she had the fire in her from all that she's seen because she grew up in a rough area of Brooklyn, and Brownsville, and having parents who have gone through issues of whether it's drugs, mental health, or whatever, or losing a parent at an early age. doesn't always mean that the person is going to get trapped in that geographic bubble. She was strong enough to withstand that and overcome that and do something good with herself. The thing is, bro, like I seen so much of like me in her in certain ways. The ways she's a lion, man. Like, yo, this lady, man. You listen when she's strong on something.
That's it.
That's
There's
it.
no
Man.
plan
And
B.
then
That's what I keep saying.
there's no backing down. Like, we used to have some real serious spats that where some people be like, yo, I thought y'all was gonna go to blow. But that would just be us. And now we, we've lowered the volume a lot. And we have those same spats. And then, we walk past each other and brush each other or come and grab me. I love you. I'm gonna bust your head open. And we having fun with it. So that's what I seen in her. My mom was complete. My mom was very submissive with my dad. My wife, I'm not gonna say she wasn't submissive. She probably get mad at me, but
why people act like submission is a curse word?
No, but
it's okay to be submissive to your husband because submission don't mean you're weaker.
Absolutely,
it just means y'all in tune.
Yeah, but we in tune.
You can say I'm gonna bust her to the head. She knows that means somebody else will be like,
but we in tune.
Jesus,
we in tune.
He's gonna bust her to the head.
Y'all
know what that means. So that's submission.
But no, we challenge each other, and that's what makes us so much better. Like it's like but it's all love because she brings out the best in me. And she supported me through unbelievable, and I support her all the time. She comes to me and what do you think of? Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. If you believe that there's this much of a chance that there's positivity or something that you could get out of it and gain, go for it.
Do it.
Because if you don't go for it,
you're gonna regret it.
You're gonna regret it.
Until you're gonna be mad at me.
And it's wasted time. So
you.
no, not really, not like a mother thing or whatever. I mean, she's a great mom, but not like my mom. My mom is she's a real southerner, like laid back, home taker type of person. My wife is like, if you come to that door and you come in the wrong way, you won't have the opportunity for my husband to get to the door because I'm gonna be on you first. That's the case. So yeah, it's a different dynamic.
Yeah, I love it. I asked that question because people say that a lot of times. They'll say stuff like, "Cause you married your mother.
Yeah.
You married your dad because you didn't have your dad. So you definitely married your dad. And sometimes it's what it is, and sometimes it's not.
Nah.
So that's cool.
A lot of our close friends laugh at us all the time, and they be like, "Yo, y'all should get y'all own show, man, because y'all crazy."
That's gonna be a part of documentary. Hello.
So,
can't do it without love. I love it. So, what is next for Richard Kennedy, the overcomer, the business owner, the husband, the father? I'm gonna ask you this. Years ago, and I'm gonna share this. People are gonna get mad at me. I don't care. I ain't scared. Period. So years ago, at my church, I was over the youth ministry. And I miss the kids, man. I love, I have certain little babies that I still get to, but they older now. It's like I miss the kids. I miss track. I miss all the babies. Shout out to all the babies who've ever encountered me, and make me feel man. I just love the youth. We got to get more involved in the youth, y'all. So with that, get my boy to come in. Shout out to Coda too. Coda came through that night, and
come through,
they shared their stories. Some of them went through the program, they're felons, and now they're getting the help they need. They're starting their families. And also shout out to Tyson. Tyson was there that night.
Yeah,
he has his clothing line, paperwork, good.
Yep.
Y'all check him out. All right, Tyson, that was free promotion, fam. That means you have to come up here and pay that sponsorship. I'm just saying. Shout out to Tyson. Paperwork good. Check out his Instagram page and his website. So with that, they're pouring into the kids. And so when I introduced Rich, I shared a story, and I was like, I don't know if you remember this day. I was like, but I'll never forget it. And he was looking crazy, like, what's she about to say? And I'm like, yeah, I remember this day. So I'm standing on the block, y'all, on the block. And those who know how terrace is made, you got the 100 building is the large building that takes up that whole one side, and then you have 67, 77, and then it's the wall right there. So I'm standing in the middle of 77, right? So I'm standing, like it has that little level thing you can stand up. So Rich is down here. I'm a midget, so we're probably like technically the same height. So I'm up here, he down there, we just talking, and I just felt a hovering. So I look, whatever conversation me and him having, he just all in the conversation. I just feel something. So I like look to the side, and it's a dude walking like this with the joint in his hand. And I'm like, yo, run! And we just start boogieing. We running, and it's pat, 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 pat. This dude letting off at him. As in, like, we're running together. And it's pew, pew, pew. And when we run off, I don't even know how I don't even know where Kwani came from. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know where Kwani came from, but shout out to Kwani too. But we run around the corner, which is not even, it's like a quick corner, because the thing is right here, and then the side of the building is right here. It's like a bunch of apartments like that. So Rich runs off. When I promise you, there's no way this person missed him. Missed us. But he did. Rich runs somehow, goes across behind a car, and a girl that I don't think she liked us. Like, true story. I forgot her name right now, but I feel in my heart that this girl did not care for us. And she let us in her apartment, and my friend, who was his girl at the time, crying. And I'm mad because I'm like, we gotta get out of this girl's house. You know what I'm saying? I'm acting all crazy and all like, and she's like, it's gonna be okay. I'm like, I got up. You know what I'm saying? Still with an attitude, still being young and dumb. And I'm like, yo, nah, he's behind the car. And then he comes out, we watch him run out, and he heads toward like the Bedell. But I promise you, y'all, this is why I had to have him come on, because I need y'all to understand, when God has a plan for you, there's nothing the devil can do to kill that plan. There's no way those bullets were supposed to. I can't tell you how, either he really just could not shoot. It doesn't make any sense, even while I'm saying this story right now. There's no way that we both didn't get popped that day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then the weird part was he actually kept going. Like, he kept going. So we don't know where he went, because it should have been a thing where when he saw him run out, he should have still been behind him. And none of that happened, and he's sitting right here today. So if you know that you done dodged some bullets, some stab wounds, some jail time, like God done gave you faith in the courthouse, God done gave you faith with your kids, right. This is your time to say, nah, I gotta do something different. I gotta push through with that business. I gotta push through with school. I gotta push through with everything somebody told me I could not do. I'm taking it today. Like, I'm taking it now, period. So, Rich, thank you so much for coming on my little platform. I'm joking, y'all. My platform is not little, because I don't think small. We about to be billionaires out here. Y'all understand me? Y'all see the mindset. We about to be billionaires out here. So I just want to humbly thank you for taking our time to come up here and share your story. It's not easy being truthful. It's not easy being transparent. There's a lot of people who will never share their stories, and I feel they have amazing stories. Right. But they will never do it because they like, that's no longer me, and I'm ashamed. Or I remember what it felt like back then, and I don't ever want to feel that again. Right. So I applaud you for that. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Now, what we about to do for the youth, though? We need to be doing something for our kids. We got to do a lot. He was doing something. You was in an organization back then. Yeah. King something. Yeah, Kings and Kings. Shout out to Lance Furtado and his brother Todd Furtado. Yeah. Those are good people. When I first got out, they gave me an opportunity. They was going around giving the word and trying to uplift these kids and get them from, going off on the wrong route, man. They still do their thing. I know the pandemic, set a lot of people back or whatever, but these guys, they're phenomenal. Also, shout out to Citizens Against Recidivism. Yeah. These were when I walked out of the door of the parole office and came, these guys welcomed me out in Queens. They welcomed me with open arms and, gave me some of the tools to get myself in the lane and going the right way. And they also, sat around as big brothers if I needed to reach out to them. And, whatever I seen them, it was always love. And like I always, from the beginning, we all need somebody like that. We all need somebody we could pick up the phone
and say, yo, look, man, I need somebody to talk to. I need some help. Because no matter how big you are, you're never too big.
Right.
You're never too big to be able to sit down and talk with somebody. You're never too big to help somebody else out. Because this thing it fluctuates. You know,
Right.
they're down there, then they're the ones that's up there. So don't even put. I try not to put myself on the scale. You know, because if you walk up to me and I don't know you from a hole in the wall and I can see you ready to eat, I'm gonna feed you.
Let's go.
You know, if you walk up to me and you just got out of a Maybach, I'm not gonna be intimidated by you either because I know I can sit in that car cool too. So, you know, be open minded about it, you know, and believe. You know, when you walk with that hope and that belief inside your heart, man, all that extra is gone. You don't have it. You know, there's no intimidation. There's no fear.
Right.
You know, as you can see, I'm running my new Buju, faith over fear. You know.
Okay, now, sir, let's go.
And that's what it is, man.
Right.
Through faith, we can accomplish anything.
That's the one.
Anything.
That's the one. So what's next? What is next for Mr. Richard Kennedy? I'll let you go because I know you got to go home. Shout out to Live, the queen of the home, the lioness.
Well, you know, I didn't make a promise to my girls, but you know, we joked about it and stuff like that because we talked about the kind of houses and stuff that we like, and you know, we did good for ourselves or whatever. So, I'm working on, you know, trying to get myself in the lane to do a nice big project of building my own home from the ground up, for my girls, because you know, when it's all said and done, building that generational wealth and making sure that they have a strong foundation that way they don't have to do what me and my wife did or go through what I went through, is there. They got our big sister who's got her feet to the ground heavy,
college,
doing what she's doing. She's in real estate, so. God willing, when my days are over, this should be laid out like Monopoly.
That's the one.
So
that's the goal.
I'm not going to rest until then.
Right.
I'm not going to rest.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, so we building homes. We got our kids coming up doing real estate. We doing all kinds of things. Listen, y'all heard the man. Street dude, love the hustle, but said this ain't it. Married, got his children, all of his children, okay? Got his children, raising his children, working. He did not accept no.
No.
Went beyond that, said, I'm starting my own transporting company. Freights. Let me tell you something. There's money in this.
A lot.
He's not just saying this.
A lot.
Okay? I'm watching it. Okay?
This is legal.
Shout out to my husband.
This is legal drug money.
You ain't got to stay in that. If you do, it's absolutely a choice. Because there's so much, you know, I even tell the guys that's incarcerated, I'm like, yo, there's too much free money to make out here. That's be my line every time I get mad at them. I'm like, it's too much free money to make out here. What are you doing here today? Oh, I'm like, nah, bro, come on. But I also understand too, like what we spoke about, being connected to those same situations, people, places, and things. Mm-hmm. You have to say to yourself, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm different now. You know, you got to have that millionaire mindset. You got to change your mind. As a man thinketh, so is he. Change your mind, change your life. Change your mind, change your whole entire world.
Cut that umbilical cord to all that past and just keep it moving, man.
The facts.
Cut it.
Figure out what's most important. If they really
love you, they'll be happy for you.
Yeah. Figure out what's most important and make moves towards that. So listen, if you're thinking about getting your CDL license or you want to get into the freight or whatever it is connected to driving, trucking, things like that, reach out to this man, please. He just said out here, if you do this, I will pay for you to get your CDL. You need to find out what that was. If you wasn't on here in the beginning, you need to find out what that blank spot was. He said, if you do blank, I will pay for your CDL. I ain't talking about everybody now. You know, he ain't rich yet.
No, but listen, I'm just not the only person that's offering that. There's tons of brothers that's out there. There's brothers that have their trucking companies already up and running. There's ones that's getting it going.
Right.
I mean, we can get you in driving in a cargo van while you're training to get your CDL. There's levels to all of this. Where do you want to go? Right. Come and show us that you want to go there, and we'll work with you.
Let's do it. So please reach out to him. Where can the people find you? What's your contact info?
You guys can find me at mattystrong@gmail.com.
Spell that for them.
It's MATTYSTRONG. Transport LLC at gmail.com, or you can reach at me at Mr. Kennedy, MRKENNEDY 512 at yahoo.com. or you can also reach me at Starlight Propane in Bayshore, New York. You can call it. It's all listed. Ask for me. They'll tap you right into me whether I'm on the road or not.
Right.
If you're really hungry, let's eat.
Let's eat. Let's eat. And let's literally eat.
Literally.
Yes, it's time to go.
Literally.
Listen, everybody, thank you so much for coming on tonight. This is episode 30, closing out Black History Month of 2022. But we know that Black History is 365 days a year. We know this to be a fact. But we call February our anniversary, okay? February is our anniversary month for the Black community.
Yeah.
So I am so thankful that this 2022 episode 30 on my podcast, Hot Mic with Lady She Podcast. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, everybody. I know I keep saying it, but I will be on the other platforms very, very soon. Y'all see what I'm doing. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to finesse this thing. So just hang in there with your girl. Hang in there with your girl. It's about to go up, I promise. But subscribe to the YouTube channel, Hot Mic with Lady She Podcast. Make sure you follow Rich on... So you want to follow me on social media?
They can follow me on social media.
Tell them what your Instagram is.
It's
now, some people be funny with that. Like,
it's WB OBN _ Rich.
So that's WB _OBN _ Rich. RICH. Follow him on social media. Listen, don't play with this thing, y'all. If you play with this thing, you're playing with your life. Period. If you want it, hit this man up. Like he already shared. If he got the answer to it, you got the answer. If he don't, he will direct it to someone who can assist you in whatever particular thing it is. And it's the same thing with me. I had people coming on here because I also am learning. Y'all really think that I'm going to get up this thing and not be connected to trucking? You really think my husband's going to be doing stuff out of You see what kind of wives these men have?
Yeah,
we
out
don't
here.
Be playing.
We out here.
This could be a family thing. Your 8-year-old could be a business owner if you put them on a payroll or whatever. Put their name on that LLC.
Shout out to Chase Money Butter, man, out there doing this thing. We've been talking about this trucking thing for years, and he got his hands into it. He's doing it. And listen, man, it's real. Listen, neither one of us is better than none of y'all. If we can do it, you could be standing right next to us. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's take care of our families. Let's be examples to our daughters. And to our sons, you know, we're not going to leave out the sons as well. I'm a boy mom, but let's be examples, living examples. Let what we speak connect with what we're doing out here.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Let's do that. Let's keep that same energy. We need to be building these communities. You know, these youth y'all see out here trouble. Reach out to Rich. They're at a certain age where they can start driving. Listen.
Let's go.
Look at what Rich said.
Let's go.
He got his CDL and it's been
through
the roof ever since. Like, God has no respect of person. So let's get to this bag, y'all. Let's connect. Let's do what we need to do. Please reach out to WB _OBN _ Rich, or you can email him, or you can shout him out or call him at
631-841-6352.
Exactly what he just said.
That's my work phone.
Or if you got other questions,
leave a message.
Leave a message. If you have other questions, you can also email me as well. hotmicwladyshe@gmail.com, or you can hit me in my DM or my inbox. Hot Mic Lady She Podcast on Facebook, and Hot Mic Lady She _ podcast on my Instagram page. I absolutely do check messages. I absolutely do respond. I promise you, I really, really do. And you know, let's just get it, y'all. We gotta be doing a generational wealth thing. We gotta be changing our mindsets. We gotta be changing our thinking. Please send this. If this encouraged you tonight, tag somebody. Well, we're ending. Send it to somebody. Send the link to someone. Subscribe to the podcast. If you would like to sponsor an episode, or you would like to have your business and ad done for you on this platform, hit me up in the DM, hit me up in inbox, or you can email me at hotmicwladyshe@gmail.com. And yes, it is a fee. Bless your pretty hearts. None of this stuff is free. Amen. But thank you to everyone who has supported me thus far. Listen, let's continue to support each other. Listen, we from the same block, like I told you.
Straight up.
This did not have to happen.
No.
I promise you, them bullets, I promise you, it's God. It's God.
Absolutely.
So he kept us for a reason. Be very clear. He's kept you for a reason. Like Rich said, he woke you up. That alone is a blessing. So it's up to you what you do with today. It's up to you what you do with tomorrow. Amen. So listen, everybody have an amazing night. I will see you this month March is about to be ridiculous, okay? Women's History Month. Boop. Pay attention, okay? It's about to be different, I promise you. The ladies is coming through in a different kind of manner, I promise you. And they ain't being nice about it. They being a lioness, like Rich said. How his wife is, we got a bunch of those coming up on Hot Michael Lady She podcast this month. Y'all do not want to miss it. Go check out my page. Listen, put it in your phone, save the date and the time because you do not want to miss these ladies. We got some powerhouses on this platform, y'all. We got some women who have been through some real life things where they shouldn't be here either. But guys, so tune in. Happy Black History Month. We out. Love y'all. Peace.